What's going on, y'all? TCC League. It's your host, Captain Commish. I'm here with the lovely, the magnificent, the powerful baked vet coming off a fat Dubarooski. Uh, how you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling pretty good. It was a good win. Looking forward to winning this next week too.
All right. Well, I love the confidence going in. As you guys already know, I got my absolute poop pushed in by Team Coys. He dropped 180 something, 184 right on my face.
Jeez.
And
Yeah, that's
it
a
was
rough
not
one.
it wasn't consensual, that's for sure. But that's fantasy foosball, baby. So yeah, I figured let's go right down the last week's games. I guess we could just start with mine since we're talking about that already. Yeah, Coy's dominated me pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think he had too many players under 15 points. Uh, his kicker and Williams were the only people that scored nothing for him,
Yeah.
but it didn't matter when you got multiple people putting up 30 plus points almost.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, yeah, his quarterback and two running backs are all 20 plus, almost 25 plus. Then Cooper 27. I
Yeah,
mean, it was domination. And I had another Mark Andrews goose egg. That was hot. It's tough, tough,
yeah,
tough week for the boy.
yeah. You scored a lot of points too. I mean, you could have beat every other loser in the league as well. So I mean, anybody else that you played that was a loser, you would have beat.
Yeah, it was a
If that makes sense.
valiant effort, but we were outgunned, outmatched. Um, But yeah, that's my squad. I'm not like, breaking the glass, sounding the alarm or anything, but I did realize that there were some changes that needed to be made, and we'll get into that. I did make a feisty trade this week, but
Absolutely.
yeah, let's move on to Riggy Riggs versus Touch of Downs.
Riggy
Uh,
Riggs. Touch it downs. Riggy Riggs took this one down. The birthday boy. Happy
yep,
birthday. Shout out.
shouts out, big 3-0.
Yep. Happy birthday.
But he's a man now. He's a grown man, and he's getting grown man wins out there.
He's one of us, one of the old men.
Dominating 60 by 62 points, I believe.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes, he did dominate that game.
he sure did. Touchdowns coming off. It's always sad when you don't even put up triple digits. That's a
Yeah,
tough
it
look.
hurts. It hurts for sure.
Definitely.
I don't, his starting running backs did absolutely nothing for him. I mean,
Yeah.
point 30 points from Stevenson. That's rough. I mean,
I mean, -2 from the defense never feels good either.
yeah, I didn't make it down that far, but I'm scrolling, it just gets worse and worse, and I feel really
Yeah,
bad
yeah, it does
for
kind of
Weaver.
just get
But
worse the more you scroll.
I mean, let's be real. Uh, Ricky Riggs, I mean, he deserves this. It's been a minute. I mean,
Yeah,
this is probably his biggest win to date in fantasy football.
it might very well be, and this is with Dallas Goddard on his bench, giving him 27. So he could have plugged that guy in
Oh yeah,
for
I,
Travis Kelsey that only got him 7.
yeah, he's riding that Travis Kelsey train, and he hasn't done anything all
No,
season.
but
I
it's
mean,
like I get it though, because it's like do you really ever want to bench Travis Kelsey? I don't
it's
know.
hard. It is hard, but I mean, I'm not seeing. Has Kelsey even put up? No, he hasn't even broke 10 points yet this year.
Mm-mm. He's
I
spread
don't
too
know.
thin. He's too many Pfizer commercials.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Too many Pfizer commercials.
That's true. But congratulations on that win, Reggie Riggs. I mean, you
Yep,
deserve that for sure.
that is the birthday blowout win, baby. All right, moving on. We got Love Hurts versus Allen Degenerates. Allen, another one who I'm pretty happy to see get in the dub column. He fights hard and usually gets boned pretty good.
Absolutely. And this was a close one because I think they had them projected by like 2 points.
Yep.
But yeah, Aaron Rodgers, big game, huge game.
He,
Exactly what
exactly
Al
what you,
needed.
yeah, exactly what you're hoping for when you draft Aaron Rodgers.
And I mean, we can't not talk about neighbors. I mean, that was an impressive showing.
God, I love watching that. Yeah.
I knew you guys would.
Neighbors is just turning into I just didn't expect it to happen this fast. I mean, I knew he'd be a plug-in, a day one type guy, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he's shattering rookie record, or at least on pace to shatter the rookie records. Um, which is cool because the last rookie records were held by another giant, Odell Beckham Jr. So we love them LSU boys.
Another favorite.
Yeah, another personal fave. But yeah, love Hurts. I still like his team. You know, he just kind of put up a stinker. Not even too bad of a stinker. I mean, it's a buck 11 is not anything to
No,
write home about, but it's probably
it
not going to
wasn't
win
too
you too
bad.
many.
I mean, Al still had a pretty big bench too sitting there. I think he had
Oh yeah, Cole
a
Kmet, dude.
tight end that just went off.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy to see Al get a win too. That was his first one of the season, so
Yeah, he needed that. He needed that. Keep you alive win. Sucks to see love Hurts go down, but it is what it is, man. It's the way she goes.
yeah, old Kirk Cousins, man, he's big on that trade. I hope it works out for
Kirk Chains. Yeah, it's not looking great for the boy. Let's go on to Swift Swallows moving quickly over. We got Swift Swallows versus Half Chub. Got the newbie versus the last place finisher of last year.
him. Yeah, I don't know. That was a rough one. I was really hoping Half Chubb would pull it out, but you
Swift
know,
Swallows lives again. I mean, having Barkley just drop 30 every week is it's
yeah.
crazy.
I mean, I love to see that. I'm sure he does too, as a Giants fan. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's hard to compete with that in Rice. I mean, I
yeah,
wasn't
Bryce.
expecting Rice to do
Oh,
that, but
it
he's
really
been
is.
pretty consistent too, almost 20 points each week.
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah,
those old guys, those sophomores and stuff like Flowers and stuff. I just not big on them this year.
yeah. I agree with you. I just feel like the Ravens, they're just so run heavy this year with Derrick Henry and Lamar.
hmm
I just don't see the passing game going through as hot.
No. Yep,
Um,
Laporta's not doing anything for him,
but I mean, on his bench,
right?
Half Chubb had, Malik Willis drop
Yeah,
25. I don't think anyone would have predicted. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't have started him either, so I'm not
no.
gonna shoot too hard on that. Um, I think it was just regardless of what Half Chubb could have done, I think Swift Wallace had him this week.
Yep,
But there's that. So moving on. Now we got your matchup. I got Baked Vet versus Middleburg football team. Now I'll let
yep.
you speak on this one first. This is your matchup.
Well, I wasn't too worried. I mean, T. Lawrence wasn't the answer for me last year.
Yeah,
It's
I
not the
mean,
answer this year.
mm-mm.
Unfortunately, he's going to need to try to do something a little different. Looking at his team and looking at his bench, I mean, he put up what 93 points on me, and then if you add his bench up, he's close to 90 points on his bench. So that's hard. That's
Yeah,
real hard.
that's been most weeks for the boy. I feel like if you did Tanner's starting lineup versus his bench, it would be a toss up on who would win every week.
I mean,
Uh,
he's just got to manage the team a little bit better. I mean, I know that Shaheed guy there, he went off the game before, but
yeah, 2 weeks prior, and I gave him a little hell for that. I was like, dude, you got to start this guy, and then he starts
yeah,
him, and it was
but they're playing Philly, you
shit.
know. Come on, got him the old goose egg.
Yeah, that's sorry, buzz.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure if he's switched his team around yet for next week, but I'd probably be looking at putting some other guys in there instead of the ones you started against me.
he's got to do something. I'm just like his squad. I don't know. I don't know what the
Right.
I don't know what to do for the fella there.
I,
Um,
I it's not a receiving year. It's not. We're not going to see big receivers put up big numbers this year. I don't know why. I think you touched on it in a couple of your videos.
too high
It's a run
safety.
it's a running back year for
Yep.
some odd reason. It really is. I mean, I got lucky on my pick up there that Deontay Johnson. I saw
Mm,
Andy Dalton coming in, aka the Red Rifle,
way to start that. Way to
and
start him
I'm big
too.
on the redhead, you know, and he's got nothing to lose, so he's just gonna sling the ball.
Yeah.
And the guy's got the most targets on the team. I'm gonna go with him. and I had confidence in your Giants. I just took it, had a good feeling,
You did. You had more confidence than 95% of Giants fans out there. So
and it paid off. 14 points. I mean, I haven't seen that.
8 sacks.
I'm happy. I'm real happy.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
solid.
they put up some big numbers for me.
Yeah, especially with their his Dallas D starting as -1. That's, you never like to
Yeah.
see negative point
No.
stats column. So
But
yeah,
what are you gonna do? It was a good win. I'm happy with the win. I have Middleburg football team as possibly being our big loser of the year, unfortunately.
I do see that happening, and
He might get a nice sticker.
I
Just
already
trying to
could see
come
the
up with some good
sticker.
ideas.
I could just see something like something pro FedEx or something would just be great. He's gonna pull up to that every day.
We're gonna
You
make him
know,
put it on his truck that he delivers
I
in.
I heart USPS or some shit. Mm.
No, he's got to
Wow.
manage his team a little bit better, but he'll be all right, I think. He should be all right. 0-3 is a hard one to come
It
back
just
from.
it feels bad. You
He,
just like you're defeated at 0-3. You just feel, how are you gonna
he,
recover?
he needs a big win next week. I don't know who he's versing, but
It's not gonna happen, sadly. Might
probably
be 0
not.
four.
Probably not with T Law at your starting quarterback.
Uh, but yeah, so that's that. So congratulations on that dub.
Thank you, thank
Moving
you.
on, we got the last matchup last week. Your cousin Marvin versus the current champion Snow Bunnies, and the current champ put the people's champ or the people's smackdown, whatever the Rock says. He smacked
Yep.
him down, dude.
He did. And I don't know what's going on with my cousin Marvin. He seems to have a lot of moving parts to his team. I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out his strategy, and I don't know if he has a strategy or if he's just hoping something sticks.
This is
But
like ADHD as a fantasy manager,
yeah,
dude. It's just
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I just see like 10 alerts that he's traded and dropped and done
and,
this, and
and it's awesome because he's full confident in it
I,
all, dude. He's
I
just
love
like,
his confidence.
you guys got finesse, dude. It's just like in there, just
I love
talking
his
sweet.
confidence. He does talk sweet, and he is very confident in all his pickups. But I think he's got more transactions than anyone else in the league by like 100 already.
Yeah, I think it's good to stay that way. It's
Yeah,
always just funny when he makes a trade and he's like, dude, best pickups ever. You guys suck, blah, blah, blah. And then those people he was so high on the week before, he's trading them. Next
they're
week,
gone.
dude, he's done
They're
with them.
gone. Yeah,
He got him the dub and because he was 2-0, and I don't know, could be a little overhandling.
we'll see. We'll see how it plays out for him. But what's he got? 2 wins as well. There's a
Yep,
bunch of
he
us
is two
that are
and one.
tied 2-1. Yeah,
So what a good week for Snow Bunnies. I mean, even with CJ Stroud and Josh Jacobs not doing great.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now that we could potentially have a repeat champ on our hands. I really am big on Snow Bunny's team. I really am. I think he drafted very well,
Mm.
and his team is just showing up week after week. I'm surprised he's not undefeated. Honestly, if there was a team that I thought would be undefeated, it was his.
Yeah, his team is solid. His team, CJ Stroud, Jacobs, Connor, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, the rookie Bowers, Drake London, Jaden Dan. And honestly, I wasn't that big on Drake London, but he's balling, dude.
He's
I mean,
he's doing what he needs him to do.
yeah, can't hate it too much.
No,
Packers putting up 22 was nothing to scoff at either.
yeah, that's true too. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure his name's not on the trophy again, as I'm
Ah,
sure you are too.
I will be doing that. But yeah, so I went 3 for 6 on predictions, putting me at 10 out of 18 on the season. So let's get into week 4. Let's do our predictions here.
All right.
So we'll start with your matchup. We got Allen Degenerates versus Baked Vet. Who do you
Um,
have?
well, naturally, I'm going to take myself. I mean, Allen is projected to beat me by 10 right now. I mean, his tight end is questionable. Walker's questionable, but I think he's going to be okay. His tight end, I think, has a concussion though, like Bride. But as long as Neighbors doesn't go off on Dallas,
I
And
disagree.
Aaron Rodgers is playing Denver, so I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Al's team is good. He puts up points, but you've also been playing quite well. Are you a little nervous about starting Jalen Hurts without any of his weapons?
A little bit, not gonna lie. I have a feeling it's gonna be just handing the ball off. I mean, he can go to Goddard a lot, and I'll be okay with that. But I don't know. There's rumors that Brown might come back. He's questionable right now. I know he didn't practice today, but so it's not looking too good. And we have a bye week next week, so maybe they'll just keep him off until
Mm,
the week 6. But
yeah,
I'm gonna be confident in my quarterback, and I'm gonna run it. I mean, I could plug in someone else, but we're gonna see what happens. We're playing freaking Tampa Bay in Tampa. We lost
yeah.
last year in Tampa, so I don't know. We'll see.
See what Tampa shows up. That's really what it's going to
Yeah,
come
I'm
down
hoping my
to.
running backs show up big. I mean, 30
You're
burgers.
gonna
I'm
need them.
hoping, you know, Chicago and Tennessee, they should have a field day. We'll see how Johnston does again. There, Deontay Johnson. I'm going to run him instead of
Pittman
well,
or
Pittman and Brown since they're out. So we'll
yeah,
see. Al's got a good team. It could go either way, honestly. I'm going to take myself just because I'm big on my team.
I
But
respect that. I'm gonna have to go Al.
I
I'm
don't
not gonna
blame you.
lie to you. I'm gonna have
It's
to
going to
go Al.
be Aaron Rodgers could have a huge game against Denver. I mean, huge.
Yeah, I just think I do have a feeling that this could be the homer. I mean, I think Malik Neighbors is gonna give you him another 30 piece.
Dallas's defense isn't really shit, so I can see it happening too. I can.
Yeah. Well, that should be a good fun matchup. Going on, we got Swift Swallows versus Snow Bunnies.
Close game, close match in my opinion. I'm going to give it to
Yeah,
Snow Bunnies. I
I
want to
am
take.
as well.
I want to take Snow Bunnies. He's just. I'm big on his team. I don't think he's got a weak spot, so to speak. And looking at, I mean, Najee Harris is not the answer in my opinion.
No, he's not the answer. And I also
And
Jackson
Hill
Smith Najigba starting. I don't really love either.
and who's throwing a Hill? Tyreek Hill?
I don't even know the
Yeah, I
quarterback.
don't know either. No one, because I don't think he got any point. Did he get any points last? He got 7 points last week.
How do you have
So,
how do you have Tyreek Hill only get 7 points?
right? He should automatically start with 10 points because he's Tyreek Hill. He's
Yeah,
good for it. But
but
yeah, I give it to Snow Bunnies for sure.
I agree with you. I'm going Snow Bunnies as well. We already kind of talked about his team. What's known doesn't have to be said. Snow Bunnies for the dub.
Hmm.
Next up, we got your cousin Marvin versus Touch of Downs.
Ooh. Looking at this, first I was gonna jump right on and say Weaver. But last week his running backs were so bad. And I don't mind Singletary. I think
Singletary right now is the running back 17.
and he picked up Dalton with one of his many transactions.
Smart play.
I'm gonna go your cousin Marvin. I'm
You
gonna take
know,
it.
this is a tough one for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's gonna be a close matchup.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be within, I'd say 5 points.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm going your cousin Marvin as well.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. Touch of Downs. Going your
yeah,
cousin Marvin. Next up, we have Coys versus Half Chub. Coys coming off a dominant performance against yours truly,
he
and
did come up. Yeah,
Half Chub coming off in the L 1-2 versus 2-1. What are we thinking about this one? I'll actually go. You know what's crazy is I don't mind Half Chub's team. I think it's a good team.
it is. I mean, I'm big on his running backs. I'm not gonna lie when I'll tell you straight up, I've sent him multiple trade offers and
Mm.
he's just denied them numerous times, which I can't blame him. That's his core is his running backs. I like him, but he's got a lot of questionable people as I'm going down through his roster.
I think his quarterback situation hurts him quite a bit.
Yep.
He doesn't even start two; he starts just one.
Yep.
But
He's
like
got yeah,
but
he's got three quarterbacks though.
which is wild that I mean that you have three and only start one. But I mean, like we've discussed a little bit,
Yeah.
if out of all the years to only have one quarterback starting in a super flex, I guess this is the year to do it. If you don't have any dual threat QBs that can run,
Yeah.
but he does. He's got Malik Willis.
Yeah.
I think he's worthy of a start after the last 2 weeks that he's done. I don't know.
I mean, I think Malik leads his team in rushing.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think you're probably right. With that said, I'm going Coys.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Coys too. Half Chubb's just got too many people with the questionable start. I mean, Laporta, Reed, Kamara. Yeah, I'm gonna take Coys all day.
Yes. We'll be right back with a short intermission. Boom. All right. We are back. Had a little hick 'em up. But so where were we? We were talking Coy's half chub. I believe I took Coy's. I don't remember if you took your position on that.
I'm gonna take Coys as well.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We discussed those teams. Let's move on. Riggy Riggs versus Love Hurts.
The birthday boy. You know, I think Love Hurts is projected to blow him out of the water.
Mm,
But I'm gonna stick with the birthday boy today. It's a special day. Making my picks. I think it carries over into the weekend. I'm gonna go Riggy Riggs. I'm gonna
y-
take Riggy Riggs.
I respect that. Looking at Love Hurts' team, I have to do a little digging here. It looks like Jordan Love might be playing.
Against Minnesota?
Yeah, it
Maybe.
looks like he's coming back because he's projected to score, so maybe that's why Asa is not throwing in Malik Willis, which
Okay.
makes
That
some
makes
sense.
sense. Yeah.
That being said, I gotta go Riggy Riggs myself here. I see that the projections are skewing Love Hurts, but I don't know. Looking at the squads here, I think those projections are only true because Riggy Riggs still has currently Austin Eckler locked in, who is out against
Right.
Arizona.
He needs to manage his team a little bit better before the week
Yeah,
happens. I mean, I'd maybe even look at Kelsey getting the boot since all Eagles receivers are out of the lineup.
it's
Who
true.
else is he going to throw to? I don't know.
True. I agree. I totally agree with you. I do understand how hard it is to part ways with Kelsey, but I mean, how many times can you get burned by the same dude?
Yeah, I'm going Reggie Riggs this week. They're both 2-1. I think uh I think Riggy takes this one.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. Give me Riggy Riggs on that. And then last, this might be actually the garbage bowl matchup of the week, myself versus Middleburg football team. A combined record of one win between the two
Between the
teams.
two of you. I don't know if that makes the garbage bowl, but I'm gonna stick with the commish.
I
Like
as
I said
well.
earlier, he's got to figure out his team. He's got more points on his bench than he does in a starting lineup. I mean, it could very well happen again.
Yeah, if I don't absolutely blow his doors in like a tornado ripping through Oklahoma, uh, I don't know, dude.
Really, the only person I think you have to worry about is Wilson, possibly having a game of his life. Maybe Hubbard if they decide Carolina wants to play.
Kincaid kind of always scares me too, because if Josh Allen just decides he's the guy that day, then I mean, but
Yeah.
I
I
got
mean,
the
Josh Allen is the guy, so you cancel him out
yeah,
every
that's what
time
I mean. So I think his best player, I think I kind of could cancel him out pretty
yeah.
good with that. Starting Dallas D, who burned you heavy last week against your team, is fucking banana sandwich,
Hmm.
dude. I would not do that. That's bad juju.
Yeah.
Uh, the
Props to
football
you for
gods.
picking up the Vikings. I was going for them as well. I didn't put any money on them because I looked at your team. I was like, ah, this dude's every. I looked at everyone's team. I was like, everyone's set with defenses. Some people have multiple defenses,
I
and
think I'm one of them.
I was like, no one's gonna pick up the Vikings, and I should have
Yeah.
put money on it. My bad.
Uh, it's the way it goes. I have I decided to hang on to the Chargers just because I just think they got I don't know, I love Harbaugh. I love the way he coaches his defenses up and his team. So they're a top 10 defense right now statistically, and the Vikings are the number one defense in the league fantasy wise. So
Yeah,
I'm holding on to both of those for sure
you
as of
went
right
for
now.
Conklin as well, the tight end, didn't you?
I did. That was before I made my move, which I need to still probably look into the tight end situation because
Yeah,
I did make a trade. I did go for Conklin. I think I only put like $3 on him.
yeah, I put a fiver.
Yeah, so he snagged that boy for sure. But yeah, I got me. I am expecting a blowout victory.
Yeah, I would agree.
So that being said, those are the predictions. Um, Going on to the league, I guess we could talk about the trade that just happened today, this morning, between myself and Mr. Touch of Downs himself. The trade involved Mark Andrews and Tony Pollard, my guys, going to his team for Devonta Adams and Cody Parkinson, the tight end on the Rams. I really
Mhm.
just wanted Adams. He's got some stud wide receivers and he needed a running back. So I packaged kind of two middle of the road players for one good player and one fucking nobody.
Yeah.
And it worked
Who,
out.
who initiated this trade? You did?
I did.
You
I
did?
texted him around 9 in the morning. I was like, I need a wide receiver, dude. Like you got a lot of them. What's
Yeah.
up? And he was like, "Are you free?" And I was like, "Oh, geez, yeah."
Yeah.
and and he called me right up, and we talked on
Yeah.
the phone for a good half hour, and we made a deal.
I mean, looking at it, it helps both of you.
I
Uh,
agree.
I mean, I think I like Adams more than anyone that he got personally, but so I give you the advantage to that trade, just speaking based on the players themselves.
Yeah,
Um,
like not looking at teams or comps or
yeah, not
anything.
looking at who needs what or anything, but yeah, I think it was a pretty fair trade, and I you didn't get any vetoes. Everyone pretty much seemed to agree, and it went through pretty
What?
painlessly.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that was exciting. I know we already kind of discussed Jared's antics with how many moves that guy
Yeah,
likes to make.
I love it. I love it. I love all the names everyone's coming up with too, man. It just makes
I
me laugh
know. I
when I
probably
wake
should.
up.
I probably
I'm not
should.
creative like that. I'm an old man, so
I should deck out some fellows, dude. Yeah.
you should. It's all in good fun. I love it that his name still Love Hurts, and he doesn't even have Hurts on his team anymore.
That's commitment. I respect it. Um,
Yeah,
36 bones. We had a bid to Juwan Jennings, $36. That's a
wild.
wild play. I know he's
It
hot.
is.
I know he's really hot right now, but he's still behind Ayuk and Debo when they're healthy. So it's kind of like you're paying premium price for, a short time period.
Is this likely all over again?
It could be because we know how well that panned out.
Can't blow
Yeah,
your load on the first couple of guys you buy.
a lot of dudes blowing loads, that's for sure.
We got a long season. It's only week 4, man. But
Yeah,
hey, I hope it works out for him. Who ended up picking him up?
that would be Mr. Touch of Downs himself,
No, he.
which worked out great for him because then he snagged him and I finessed the receiver out of the boy, and
if
now he's
if
really
I
down
was
bad.
touchdowns, I would only draft Dallas Cowboys players because for some reason, whenever they're on his team, they blow up. Look at the
Yeah,
kicker. I think he is the second highest scoring person on the Dallas Cowboys right now.
he might be
Is
the
the
best kicker
kicker?
in the league. Oh,
He
thanks to
probably is.
solely thanks to Touch of
I
Downs.
think I think I think I wrote it down somewhere. Dak Prescott has 54 fantasy points this year. The kicker for Dallas has 49 points
Yeah, that's
so far
nuts.
because he's on touch of downs teams.
That
Any
is.
Cowboys player that plays on his team is
Yeah.
look at what Dak did last year. I mean,
Yep.
he pretty much
True.
got him to where he went to.
What are you doing? Do you want to come up? You see, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. But yeah, so there's that trade. I mean, looking at the standings here, we have no undefeated teams. We have only one winless team. Yeah, okay, I know. Um, what do you got for playoff predictions?
Oh, geez. So it's going to be tough because I already told you I'm big on snow bunnies. I see the people I'll give you my six right now because I wrote them all down. I got snow bunnies, coys, myself, Swift Swallows, Love Hurts, and Allen going to the
Mm,
playoffs.
I respect that. Um, I'd like to say here that my team is underperforming, but we're a second half squad, dude.
I
We're
mean,
a
I like
second
your
half
team.
squad.
I got nothing against your
They're
team.
hungry, dude.
I think so. Is the last place going to be points for? Would we discuss that? This
Last place is standings, like the punishment is standings.
no, I'm talking about for the sixth position slot in the
I
playoffs.
don't think that went through via vote.
Okay,
I think
all
it's
right.
just pure
Because
standings.
I would have changed my sixth place if that was the case, but it's not.
Well, yeah,
But
'cause I
yeah,
mean,
it's gonna be tough. I see there being a big tie for like the first two teams maybe.
hmm,
I don't think it's gonna be like a blowout. I don't think we'll see an 11 and whatever team this year. I think it's all gonna be like 8-5 and 6 and 7 and 6s, and it's
hmm.
gonna be close.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'd also just like to point out some fun facts. Uh,
Absolutely.
points against, the most points against is myself.
Yeah.
Uh, 446 points against in 3 weeks is
Mm,
quite a lot. It's in
yeah.
fact 34. No, no, 14. It's only 14 worse than the second highest, which is Tanner. And then touch of downs. But other than that, those are the only people that are within the 400 range of points against. So, there's that. That's the unlucky factor that's come
Yeah.
my way. Points for, however, we have the second lowest points for is, I wish there was a way to sort
Organize
this.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second highest, if I'm looking correctly, is Half Chub at 360.
Right.
The lowest is Middleburg football team with 292. That is quite the jump,
Yeah, it is.
like an insane jump.
Yeah.
And you know what's the saddest part about it? Is the dude still has $100 of his waiver money.
That's why I say he's got to manage his team better. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's busy
He's
or
quiet in the chat. I don't know. I don't know what this is.
I know last year was completely different. He was in the chat all the time talking shit.
Yeah, he was definitely more talkative. I remember he started super hot,
Hmm.
and then fizzled out pretty good. But just goes to show, though. I mean, let's look at Touch of Downs, for example, who made it to the championship round. He
Yep.
was a horrendously down bad, but
Yeah,
the guy finessed his way to the top. It
he
is
did.
possible. It is possible.
He did.
These things don't sort themselves out, unfortunately.
No, you can't let it just sit and hope it gets better. You got to manage your team a little bit and talk some shit, get into people's heads, make them make those mistakes and put people on the bench that don't need to be on the bench.
Yeah,
Get in
what do you
their
got to
ear.
lose?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. Got to put some points on the board.
I hear that. I hear that now. We we kind of already went over your cousin Marvin. I feel like it's still only week 3. So only so much there is to discuss, I guess, but those are the big ones.
Hmm.
Middleburg football team, your cousin Marvin,
Yeah.
the big ones to discuss. Did you ever get with the Lairway and about that bourbon bet?
Oh no, I know he's good for it. I'll catch up with him sometime. I don't know if he's purchased it yet or not, but I'm excited to see what he comes up with. There's
Yeah,
no
that should
pressure, but
interesting.
he's an honest man, and I know he'll come through.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
uh I'm 2-0 for first game bets. Can't wait to win
Sure.
next year's.
It's true. It's true. I wonder who you will get. I guess now that we discussed the league, you want to jump into a little of the side pots we've had, the Survivor Pool and the Pick'ems.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I was terrible with the survival round, and congratulations on your win. That's 20 bones from everyone. It's pretty nice.
Yeah,
It's a
no,
pretty good win.
it was good. I've been doing quite well in the gambling scene lately. Um, so yeah, that was cool in the Survivor picks, but I mean, yeah, in the Survivor picks, but in the Pick'ems, I'm doing pretty horrendous in that I'm second to last place, where you, on the other hand, are tied for first.
Yep. So I'm just going by my gut, kind of just winging it. I'm not really even looking at spreads right now until we
Yeah,
get later in the season when I think they actually start to matter.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm just winging it. I've already got this week's picked already, and I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't want to change nothing. I just go with my gut. It'd be nice to get another dub, but in that as well.
Yeah, I hear you. I think my problem is I literally as soon as Monday games end, I do my Survivor pick and my pick comes like Tuesday night.
I'm like that too. I like just because I'll forget about it.
Me too. I like have a mini panic attack every Sunday morning. Like, did I put it
Did I put it in?
in? Yeah, yeah, and
No, I'm there too. I do the same thing, but it's a lot of fun. I like that. I like this app a lot better than ESPN. I'm looking forward to the history as the years go by and what kind of
yep.
information we can dig about and talk.
Absolutely. I am too. I'm looking forward to just like you said, the history. Hopefully we keep these same, 12 guys for a long time so we could have like overall career records and, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And any word on our calendar, Commish?
I have not heard the clock is ticking. I haven't heard
Clock is
anything
ticking. I,
on it.
I I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. He's got let's see, about 2 months before the end of the year here to deliver. So I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fire. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Definitely going to be
Me too.
hanging in my living room somewhere. It'll be sweet. But but yeah, that's that. Do you have anything else?
No, no, it's been a good 3 weeks. I'm happy with my team. Trying to get trades out there, so pay attention. I'm always hitting people up. I
Yeah.
might not say anything, but I'll throw a trade your way and see if it sticks. If you don't like it, don't be afraid to counter. Just don't deny it.
Yeah, don't say nothing. I'm guilty of that. I'll get a trade from it's from Jared every single time. I get a trade from him once a week.
I think yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, uh, he'll try to hit me with some Mick nonsense, dude. And I'm just like, who do you think you're talking to right now? Like, what are you trying to finesse right now?
I love his confidence. I wish I had his confidence in just an eighth of it
He,
in
you know,
anything.
it's kind of working for the boy. We'll see if we could keep that train rolling.
Absolutely.
But anyway, man, thanks for coming on, stepping in short notice.
Not a problem. I had a good time. Thank you.
It will be good, and I will see you tomorrow for the Giants game.
Absolutely. God bless America.
All right, boys. That's been Confiding with the
Peace.
Commish. Peace out. Hey y'all, what's going on everybody? Excuse the weird lighting. Got the trim off. It was off in the last video, but that was at nighttime. Got the trim off in the daytime with no curtains and stuff, so it's kind of like bright as hell and everybody driving up Route 7 can see me. So, I make sure to do the fapping right here. Um, yeah, just wanted to come on. We had some big things, obviously, since Steven and I filmed. One of them being like half chub. We talked about his QB situation a little bit, and then it turns out it looks like Jordan Love's gonna play, and I believe he even dropped the Malik, I believe his name is. Regardless, he dropped him, the quarterback. So some stuff. That's what happens when you film, on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or whatever, and then it comes out Saturday. Just stuff changes up. Another thing I want to talk about was the big blockbuster trade that was vetoed. A lot of mixed feelings on that. I just wanted to punch around it a little bit. talked to a couple other guys that didn't veto. It seemed like there was I mean, you probably could have guessed the people that were gonna veto, but and then some people didn't vote at all, and then you had like four people or whatever that did like passed it through. But I wanted to talk about something Austin did text me that made quite a bit of sense here. If I could find his text message. So I am gonna read it off here. It's just a little quick. I was I'm this is where I'm at, lads. With the veto thing, this was kind of an issue last year. We can't be vetoing trades just because the veto is there for like league breaking stuff. And Austin does give a good example in this. But we can't be vetoing trades just because like, oh, I'm versing this person later and it hurts my odds of winning. That's not what it's for. It's for like league breaking things. Like if I were to like send a kicker over for like first, second, and third round draft pick next year, and their top quarterback. Like ridiculous stuff is what for the veto is because, like I said in videos prior, to get trades happening, you guys all know it doesn't just very if it happens less than an hour time, that's you got that's awesome. That's a good deal for you. Usually they take negotiating and then this guy didn't want us so I'm going to try to move this. Finally I got somebody on the hook. And then for league mates to just veto because it's swayed a little bit or they don't have all the information and it looks like whoa that why would you do that type deal. It's just a bummer. It's a bummer, halting people from managing the team they want to manage like the way they want to manage it. So I was kind of like, because this is what the situation is, lads. Steve is I'm gonna pull up Steve. I just wanted to put this video in at the end here quick, so I'm sorry. Bear with me as I'm not fully together on it. I decided to work a little bit today, so I went in for a half day at the hospital. Um, but yeah. So essentially, Baked Vet is 2-1, and I think the majority of you know he is a big Eagles fan. So in a trade where he's trying to rid of Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, um, and I think the Washington running back who splits reps for Saquon Barkley, who is the consensus number one in fantasy right now and a fourth round draft pick next year. I believe it was his. I understand on paper that looks it looks wild, but if you dig a little deeper, Jalen Hurts has been dog ass this year, and AJ Brown hasn't even fucking played, guys. Hasn't even played. This could have been a steal for Steven, but of course everyone's like, "Wow." The guy's an Eagles fan. Now I know myself. If I just drafted Daniel Jones and Daniel Jones had a bad year, it would be hard for me to trade him just because that's my quarterback. Let alone if it was Daniel Jones and Malik Neighbors. And let's say Malik Neighbors had a hamstring issue where it was like every other week if the guy's going to play or not. And so you're telling me you could lock those guys in and a dude who splits reps to get the consensus number one this year and a draft pick? I don't think that was nearly as broken as it is. And not for nothing, but again, the guy's a huge Eagles fan. I think he kind of knows what's going on in that locker room, like the same way I would know what's going on in the Giants locker room. So I just feel like it's kind of a shame. And I think just like every other trade that happens that everybody makes a big deal about, it turns out to be not that serious. I remember no one vetoed, but shit for I was catching shit for Lad McConkey for the Steelers quarterback Justin Fields 1-for-1. Holy shit, did Steven win that trade? And people were talking like I'm fleecing people. Lad McConkey ain't done a diddly fucking thing, and his quarterback's hurt, so it's even less so. And It's looking like Justin Fields is the guy over in Pittsburgh. They're 3-0. They're not going to bench him. He's balling. I don't know where he's at in the QB rankings. I could take a quick peek. He's QB 19. He's not nothing crazy, but in a league where two QB starts for most teams and 12 men, QB 19 is not that crazy. That's not a death sentence, and if anything, it's a solid piece. It's way more of a solid piece than I got on my bench with McConkey. So that's like the thing. I'm all for the chirping and the chatter. I just kind of get bummed out when the league halts managers from managing the team they want to do, the way they want to manage it. I understand the arguments. Maybe Steven could have got a higher draft pick, like a second, and that would make people less likely to veto. But I don't know, fellas. But anyway, I'm going to get to what Austin said, and I pretty much kind of touched on a little bit about it. But Austin says, at the end of the day, the vetoing is for something that's truly fucking ridiculous. Let's say trading Larry Fitzgerald as a retired free agent for Josh Allen, but then me as the commissioner, I still reserve the right to reverse things like that. I could go back and fucking change your lineups mid Sunday if I wanted to. Now I wouldn't, but like I have that power. So if some wild shit happened, I could reverse that. So carrying on, um, but so he says that how I as the commissioner have the ability to reverse stuff that happens, but just simply having a different opinion than those in the trade or being upset because now some guy has a better team than you just isn't grounds for veto. My first knee jerk reaction was to veto the trade at face value, which I agreed with. I understand that you see the names, you see everything going on. You're like, what the hell, dude? This is ridiculous. But you got to take a step back and realize he's doing good in fantasy, and this is all players but one are on his team, his favorite team. What do we think he's throwing the season for a fourth round pick next year when he's 2-1? I doubt it. Uh, so yeah, his first knee jerk reaction was to veto the trade. But as I sat there for an hour or so, I was like, fuck that. These two both negotiated and worked through a trade they both believed in. If one guy got the better of the trade, so be it. That's life. Good on the manager who was able to get the upper hand. I know if I was in that situation, I'd be pissed. We both agreed to this, and the rest of you are bitching because you think it hurts your chances of winning. That's not what vetoes are for. Like, I have a trade pending. Oh, I'm not going to actually say that. That's going. That's some inside info that maybe it's come out, maybe it's not. That's not what this is about. He's just essentially saying he's working on a trade right now, and if this gets vetoed, he's going to be fucking pissed. I told him, hey, I'm going to quote you in the video. He said, please do. I love the energy from the boys and the competitive drive, but there's a reason other teams in the NFL don't get to veto the remainder of the team's trades that are reserved for, and that's reserved for a third party. If it makes the boys feel more comfortable, find someone who knows ball, who isn't in the league, and they can be the final determinant veto. But right now, everyone is just voting because they're mad they didn't make the trade, and now their team is better than theirs. Too bad. Negotiate better. And I totally agree with it. It does seem like it's the same people who are veto happy. Jesus. I thought someone was here. A dog started barking. And it just gets old. It gets tiresome. And literally 90% of the trades that get vetoed, if you go back and look at them, you see that they weren't that broken. They were pretty balanced. Or the person that you thought was getting fleeced was actually the fleecer. You know what I mean? Nobody's got a crystal ball. Let people manage the teams. I don't want to take away the vetoes, but maybe I'll consider like bumping it up to like you need 8 vetoes or something because it's just this happens a lot. We talk about this all the time. It's just there's no perfect trade. There's only 1% of trades out there is like that's the most balanced trade, equal footing on both sides, everybody wins. It doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. If somebody's a good negotiator, can fleece, let them work their shit. Let them play. I just don't get it. I understand, and especially now that we're doing draft picks, boys. Like we don't know the value of that draft pick. That fourth round pick could have been DK Metcalf, a solid stud next year, which would you know what I mean? There's too much you don't know, and now that we bring in future stuff into it, let people play, fellas. That's it. Signing off, boys. This has been a long episode, so I appreciate everybody who's patiently waited, and will probably watch this hour video. Thanks, guys, and good luck to everybody. Let's have a good week. And also a reminder, we like for those who are new and haven't seen the videos, we talk a lot of shit. It means nothing. Last year, Asa and Michael got chat on the regular. This year, it's turning into like Tanner, and if I keep sucking, it's probably gonna be me. So that's just the way it is. That's fantasy. Take it with a grain of salt. Don't take it to heart, baby. Stay beautiful.